Well, hey everyone, it's Reverend Robin Ashok, aka the Spiritual Spinister, and we are here for our Wednesday evening spin into stillness. This is that time of the week that we carve out for ourselves, we actually make it for ourselves, so that we can inquire of our deep self information that we want to know, that we need to know, that we would like to know. And then we allow our deep self to answer those questions. And that deep self, that voice that is coming within, is what I believe to be the divine voice, the voice of God itself. So when we hear that deep voice, that one that is sharing with us what we need to know and telling us a truth that we cannot avoid, it is what I believe to be our absolutely, completely trustworthy, safe voice of the divine and the creator. Not that you need to believe that, but it is an opportunity to go still and to at least have some reflections for yourself on whatever we intend for the evening, which is where we start. So we begin our meditations, or before our meditations, we like to set that intention. And this is just to provide us with a little bit of focus, to allow us to kind of hone what our message might be, what we would like to share with our divine self, what we would like to know. And so just giving it a few words allows us to articulate it and to state it and claim it. It's not floating around in our head somewhere. We're actually going to give it a voice in some way, whether it's via writing or whether you choose to say that intention out loud instead of writing it. I do like when we write them down, because I'm going to take my one that I write and I'm going to burn it in a beautiful blazing, braising bowl. And this sends that intention out into the universe, allows it to do its thing, and then allows the universe to send it back to us in the coming hours, days, or weeks. If we were in person, as I say each week, I would gather those intentions that we've all written on little slips of paper, and I would burn them all together. We would ritualistically bring them up to the bowl and just plop them in. And since we cannot do that in person, the magic of modern technology allows me to collect that intention via the energy, the ether. And so if you would choose to send me the energy of your intention, I will gather it in another slip of paper that says everyone's intentions, and we'll throw that into the fire as well, as if we all toss them in ourselves individually. Beauty of modern technology, beauty of what I believe spiritually, that we can actually send that energy to each other, gather it, send it back, all ritualistically, all to affirm the intentions that we're setting this evening. So let's do it. Let's jot something down. It can be a question, it can be a statement, it can be something you want to know the answer to, it can be something you want guidance for. It might just be your intention tonight is to be still, is to listen, is to relax or enjoy the moment. It doesn't have to necessarily be a big issue that you're working on. It can just be to grab these few moments of solitude or stillness. But whatever it is, let's think about it. I'm going to write mine down. You can write yours down as well if you'd like. You can pretend to write it. You can speak it out loud. However, you add energy to that intention. I've written mine down. going to write everyone's down. And so you see I have that right here. So I'm going to add to the energy. And as I meditate, you hold your intention in the palm of your hand, adding energy to it, giving focus to it, and sending me that energy as well to gather in this little slip. I will be playing the steel drum, but I have my 2 intentions right there, ready to go, ready to gather the energy. And so there you have it. So intentions are set. Now that those intentions are set, let's add to that focus. Let us add to the energy by drawing a card from this beautiful deck called the Star Codes Astro deck. This deck of cards is beautiful. It gives us guidance. It offers some really simple and beautiful suggestions as to how we might make choices for ourselves about those intentions that we've set. And again, I like to think of these cards as just creative prompts, as if we were writing a story. We might find ourselves stuck or needing another idea. The cards are just a prompt. They aren't necessarily predicting our future as much as they are offering insight in a unique way that only we uniquely will understand. So you pull out a card, you take a look at the artwork on the card, you listen to what the card is about, what the author of this deck has intended with these card archetypes, and apply it to that intention. See how it works with that intention to give you more information, to allow you to align even more with your deep self, and to make that connection with the answers that you seek, with the information that you're looking for, with the guidance, or just with the peace that you're looking for. So I'm going to shuffle the cards and we will draw the top card when I do. And that card will be our card for the evening, the card for this unique reading on this Wednesday, April 17th. This card is our reading. So even if you've come weeks before, this card tonight is the reading for the night, the suggestion, the guidance. Here we go. And again, now that it is summer and windows are open, mine's open a crack, and there are lots of noises outside because it is staying lighter. People are out in the streets walking or playing, or you're going to hear skateboards outside my window. Just to keep in mind that ambient noise is not a reason to not meditate or to think you can't meditate. It's wonderful if you find a spot for yourself, if you make a space to be silent, to be removed from, the hectic life that we have. That's great. But stuff happens, and our intention, our aspiration is to be able to be still given whatever circumstance we find ourselves in. So you might need to grab that stillness while you're on the metro or subway or sitting in traffic or frustrated at work or at home. We can find stillness anywhere. It takes practice. It takes practice and dedication and just faith that the more we do it, the easier it will get. So I'm about to draw that top card now. And our card for tonight is, it's like playing a game show, isn't it? Oh, interesting. I don't know whether we've had this card before. I know I've had it personally. I have a feeling that we have. The card is the 7th house, and that is the house of relationship. So, relationship, that is one of the pieces of information that is added to your intention, or that is a response to your intention. How does that feel? Does it make sense to you? Can you understand? relationship in relationship to our intention that we've set. And I put the card down so that you can take a look at it right there. The seventh house, look how beautiful it is. There's nice pastel color. So as I read more about the card, how does the card make you feel? How does that word make you feel in relationship with the intention that you set? I always like to think of the cards in some way as a suggested solution. So how does that make it into your plan, your insight? But let's see what else the book has to say, the author has to say about how she has interpreted relationship as an oracle card. If your chart were a village map, the seventh house is anywhere two equals relate with intensity and intimacy. Somewhere you'd have dinner on the balcony and watch the sunset. It is concerned with how other equals come into your life and you interact with them, and includes marriage and open warfare, business partners, legal issues, key consultants, and advisors. And I think we had this card actually pretty recently, if I'm not mistaken. But again, the message comes up again, specifically addressing maybe your new intention or kind of hammering a point in on an old one. But our action for this evening is nurture your relationships rather than test them. Consider each partnership to be a tree you plant. That seed may have been planted in the fifth house with an idea or a twinkle in the eye. Now you have a sapling with potential. Don't construct a tree house on that sapling. It can't yet bear the weight. Instead of crushing it with expectations, nurture it and protect it. In any relationship, there are three involved: your partner and that tree, the relationship itself. All have needs that must be honored equally. Make compromise for the sake of the relationship, not necessarily for the other person. Nurture that sapling, keep it safe from predators, and nourish its roots until it becomes a tree strong enough to lean on. Clarify your expectations with curiosity and flexibility. If you are offered a business partnership, read the fine print. Unpack your baggage, the cultural assumptions and family patterns that inform your concept of partnership. Move past who is right and who is wrong, and develop a fresh understanding. Partnership for work or love may look easier if you come from the same background, but the more diversity you bring to the table, the more resilient the relationship can be. Agree to contribute equally and celebrate your differences. The challenge of this card: when you are working in tandem in love or in business, it can be tempting to either give your power away to your partner or take over theirs. An unbalanced relationship can become untenable. Fertilize the ground of your partnership. Feed your partner with romantic moments and fair and honorable arrangements. When you are fascinated by the spirit of another, they can become fascinated with you. So yes, I think this actually was a little more recently than I even thought. But no matter, it is always good to be reminded of just how important relationship is, how we must continue to nurture them and cultivate them, even the ones that are old, even the ones that we might even take for granted. Relationship is critical in all of our lives, and it's important that we maintain those that are valuable to us, and to see what we can do to continue keeping that garden growing robustly. So this was an answer. This was a solution. This was a way to reach that intention for all of us, regardless of what it is. That's the beauty of this kind of community meditation. With that in mind, let's get comfortable. And again, I really think it's nice if you can get to a place where you're relaxed, yet you are still awake and alert. You can hear the prompts of the steel drum and the prompts of my meditative words. And then when you get into the stillness, you can actually have that conversation in a very aware way with your deep self. If you happen to doze, that's okay too, because I find that even if we are dozing while meditating, we are in a meditative state. Chances are you're kind of in a half space. You're on another plane, not fully asleep because you're not dreaming. You are still hearing those sounds and prompts in your head as you go deeply. So, okay, if you doze, no worries. But if you can maintain a level of alertness while being relaxed, that would be great. So we enter this state with our breath that is our rhythmic and hypnotic way of relaxing our bodies and releasing our presence out into the universe, that shapeless, formless part of us that exists beyond our bodies. But we've got to relax the body first. So find that space, get comfortable, and let's begin to breathe together. We're going to inhale through our nose. When we do, it's good if you can fill your entire body with oxygen. Hold it for a moment. Exhale nice and slowly. And then when you've fully exhaled, pause for that moment before you grab that breath. Allow that gap between breathing, between inhaling and exhaling, to be the silent and beautiful pause before you take that next breath, and really notice what happens there. We'll do that 3 times, and then we'll return our breath to a natural pace. But we'll start by breathing in through the nose and holding, and exhaling nice and slowly. Good. Inhale again. Hold. Exhale slowly. And pause. Our last one together. Hold. And pause. You can allow your eyes to flutter close as the card comes up there. And just as the tones ring, just allow that breath to remain with intention, with consciousness. And deliberateness. But with each breath that we draw, breathe and relax. Every breath, more and more relaxed. Each tone takes you deeper. as your body relaxes, imagine it releasing temporarily your essence, that shapeless, formless part of ourselves beyond the body. Releasing it into the ether. And floating there. Floating so gently. We are free from any pain, any anxiety, anything of our bodies that has held us back. We are floating freely, beautifully. We find ourselves in a beautiful garden of light. Each bit of light that we see, we recognize as a fellow being. The garden still is shapeless, and so our experience of it is one of light, one where each light adds to the beauty of the whole. We feel our essence as light. And we feel it added to this beautiful garden of light. It has no shape, and yet it feels substantial with this light. It feels authentic. We feel authentic. And we know that we have been called to this space, this universe, this garden of light, by our deep, deep self. Our card tonight is about relationship. And tonight, that relationship that we begin to nurture more intentfully, more lovingly, is the relationship with our deep self. All of those things that we heard about relationship with a love interest or a business partner must spring forth from the relationship we have with our deep self. the part that is the source of our essence. And so in this tender and beautiful and safe space, this garden of light, we open our hearts, our minds, and our souls to a conversation, a dialogue, an exchange of information with our deepest self. And we are curious about what our deepest self will be revealing as truth for us. And we allow our deep self to speak with us right in this space, at this time, in the stillness, uniquely sharing with us what we need to hear as we return that respect and love to our deep self by sharing what we must share. It's less of a need that we're sharing, that we need something from that deep self, or that deep self needs something from us. But it is an honest dialogue, communication, or exchange where we can safely, without trigger or defense, know a deep truth about ourselves that if we assume accountability for it, our life can perhaps unfold in an even more effortless direction than it has been. You feel a little resistance from having this exchange, for it will offer us information that perhaps that we have not been listening to or ignoring or pretending wasn't there. But as we hear it through our deep self, we know it as truth. It's an exchange that is wordless. It's instant. We have knowledge. We share knowledge with curiosity about our very own deep self. We realize that what we have been given, what we have given ourselves in this moment, courage and the faith to make this journey this evening is a tremendous gift. A beautiful gift that is ours to accept, embrace, and yes, we even have the freedom to reject this gift upon our return. But we recall that this card is about relationship. And once we know something about how we have shared our self on the earth plane, and once we know that we have learned it from this deep self, we can't unknow it. Even choosing not to acknowledge it is a choice. But we know that it is a great and beautiful gift to have shared these moments and to have done it in this beautiful community garden of light and love. And we allow ourselves to experience the beautiful, shapeless, formless garden of light everywhere around us in this beautiful space. And we know now that we must return because we have relationships that await us, that await our wisdom, await our connection, await our participation. And this exchange with our deep self is a practical and beautiful way of our relationships beyond ourselves to strengthen, to grow, and to know. And so as this beautiful floating essence of shapeless, formless light, we feel ourselves called back. We feel a pull of our physical body. We feel it gently pulling us back like a long arm. And we feel ourselves, as we approach our physical body, brace for entry into it, as we very slowly allow our physical body to absorb that beautiful essence that has arisen from us. And we allow that essence to animate our body. We shake our fingers, wiggle our toes, and we choose to return completely by taking 3 quick breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale again and exhale. And on the last breath, we can inhale, exhale, and open our eyes. And wow. What did you learn? What do you know now that you knew before on some level, but you can't unknow now that it has come to the surface directly from that deep self voice? I think it's exciting. It's a little scary. I know I'm one that doesn't like to know certain things because then I have to act on them. But once we know things, we can't unknow them. We've got to grow up. We've got to grow up as well as be childlike with our curiosity, with our lives and with our endeavors and with our relationships. So I think it's beautiful that we were able to learn about making our relationships with others stronger by building and nurturing a relationship with ourselves, with our deep self. And so let us seal this deal with tossing these into the flames. Make sure I absorb this myself. It's interesting to know that the answer is relationship. The candle just went out. Just went out. Have no fear. That was mine. Everyone's intentions. This is ours. Off to the flames we go. Out into the universe, to be returned to us when the time is right. I can see on Zoom, Kathleen and Sue. Hello, friends. I love you. I miss you. And I will see you soon, I am sure. Let's see who is elsewhere. I appreciate you guys so much coming here, being here, sharing. And of course, feel free to send me a note or post on the Facebook event or the YouTube page on this event, on this meditation, what your thoughts are, how it works for you, if this makes sense to you. I'm always delighted to hear. Let's see if anybody else got anywhere else. There's Smiley. Hello, Smiley. And Joyce. Hello, Joyce. How are you? Nice to see everybody. Again, if you're catching this on the recording, then by all means, let us remember that you are part of this experience no matter what. And no matter when you have watched us or participated, you're part of this unique community on this unique evening. Even if you come every week, this is a special night. Even if we've drawn the card before, it's uniquely empowered and imbued tonight with our energy. So just know that. You can still leave comments either place. And that is it for this evening. I bid you good evening, good spring, and again, good relationships as we move forward. Love you. I will see you here next week. I will experience you here next week and look forward to it myself.